Hello, third grade cursive writers. Welcome to another cursive lesson. We are today working on cursive L and X. And we're going to start with lowercase l. So you'll want to pause for a moment and get your packet if you don't have it in front of you. Remember checking that slant. Left-handed writers are going to slant this way. Right-handed writers are going to slant this way. I am a left-handed writer, so I'm going to be slanting like this. All right. Set your pencil down for a moment. Watch me with a trace and try of the lowercase l. So scholars, I'm starting at the baseline. Slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out. All right. Watch me form one, please. I'm starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. Here I am, starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. Starting at the baseline. Oh, pencils are still down. Watch me do a couple more, please. Starting at the baseline, slanting the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. Right, now scholars, be careful that you're not making your loop too wide. Like this should not be your lowercase l. That's a little too wide. So a thin loop. Watch me do one more pair of trace and try. Starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop to the baseline, and kick out tail. Right, starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. All right, pencils up. Let's work on a trace and try pair together. Everybody feeling ready? Starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. All right, we're going to try one. Here we go, everyone. Starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. Did you touch that top line? Did you start at the baseline and end by touching the baseline? Those are key lines you want to make sure you're touching. Let's go ahead and try one more trace and try pair together. Starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, back to the baseline, kick out tail. All right, we're making one more together. Starting at the baseline, slanting to the top line, thin loop, baseline, kick out tail. So scholars, that's going to leave you this line, trace one, and try at least 6 of them. At least 6 of them. Then you have the word long, Jill, and quilt to write. Be sure you're touching the top line. These samples, not so good. So remember, when you're writing long, you're going to start at the baseline, right? Slant to the top line, thin loop, down to the baseline. That kick out tail becomes the up and over of the O. And you swing back around, close the O, kick out tail, becomes the first camel hump of the end, then the second camel hump of the end, and that kick out tail becomes the up and over of the G. Loop, kick out tail, long. So keep that in mind, and also be careful when you're down here writing quilt. Don't accidentally write guilt. Don't be guilty of writing guilt instead of quilt. All right. Go ahead, press pause, and work on at least 6 of the L's and at least 2 of long, Jill, and quilt. It's been so long since Jill made a quilt. Good luck. All right, now that you've done your L's and your words, let's go to the other side. And we have lowercase x that we're going to work on. So lowercase x. Set your pencils down. I want you to start by watching Trace and Try of the lowercase x. So scholars, to make the lowercase x, you start at the baseline. We slant up to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick out tail. Then scholars, we pick up our pencils and we go back and cross the X right here. So if you were writing a whole word, you'd finish the word and then at the end go back and cross through the X, right? Like you're Xing it out. So watch me try one. I'm starting at the baseline, slanting to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick out tail, pick up my pencil, and I go back and cross the X. Like that. Right. Watch me again. Tracing, I start here at the baseline. I slant to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick up tail, pick up the pencil, cross the X. Watch me. Starting at the baseline, slant to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick up tail, pick up my pencil, and cross the X. Now, scholars, don't get confused by this. Some people go up, slant up and over the hill, slant down or slide down and do the kick out tail. And then they come back and they get a little confused and they accidentally cross right here. Not where we cross. We're not crossing as we go up the hill. Don't do that. So, be careful. Ready? Let's trace this next one together. All right, pencils are up. Here we go. Oh, check the slant of your paper. Starting at the baseline, slanting to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick out tail, pick up your pencil, cross the X. Right? Did you cross where you slid down the hill? Not up the hill, down the hill. All right, let's try making one. So starting at the baseline, slanting to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick out tail, pick up your pencil, and cross the X. All right, let's try one. Let's trace one more, and then we'll try one more. Tracing with me, starting at the baseline, slanting to the middle line, up over the hill, slide down, kick out tail, pick up my pencil, and cross the X. All right. We're trying one more together. Here we go. I'm at the baseline, slanting to the middle line, over the hill, slide down, kick up tail, and I pick up my pencil, go back and cross the X. Now, scholars, you have one more X here to trace, and then at least 6 of them to write. And then the word taxi, axle, and oxen. Ooh, plural noun, oxen. Oxen is the plural of ox. So let me show you axle, just so you get the idea of when to cross that X. So to write axle, right, we're starting at the baseline, up and over, swing back around to make the A. Then the kick out of the A becomes the up the hill of the X, over the hill, slide down, kick out tail. Scholars, that kick out tail goes right into the L. I make the L. That kick out tail goes right to the E. Okay, then I pick up my pencil, take a look. Now what I need to do is go back and cross through my X right here, where I went down the hill. Axle. Right? Same thing when I do oxen, right? I make the O. The O is going to take care of the up the hill, right? Because my tail in the middle is going to keep me already on the hill. So then I just drop down to make the downhill, right? Slide of the X into the E to the two camel humps of the N, pick up my pencil, and then go back and cross my downhill slide of my X. Uh-oh, sorry, could you see that okay? All right, so scholars, to finish the lowercase x assignment, right, make sure you work on at least 6 X's here and at least 2 of taxi, axle, and oxen. All right?